Welcome, folks, to our GD Opinion Sports Edition. We are doing the off-season futures prospects for the NFL Draft. We picked the top few players from each position, offense and defense, and kind of giving a brief overview of who they are in case you have any questions about who you guys are drafting or teams are drafting and expected to draft or did draft or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So we can give a brief overview of who they are and what we think about them. Not that we are professionals or scouts or anything to that degree, but sometimes it's just a pain to look everything up when you can just get it all in one or a couple of places. And we don't get into fancy numbers or super crazy on stats or whatever else and PFF numbers and things like that. We just do a fan's perspective on how we see each individual position group in player. We have done quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends so far, and now we are getting to the end of the offensive segment and doing offensive line. Now here we kind of group them all together: right tackle, left tackle, guard, center. Doing each episode, I'm going to be doing two players a piece. I grouped two guards together. I grouped right tackles, couple right tackles together, and the two Utah players together. Now, choosing these is not easy. This is a position group that is not paid attention to too often unless you are a left tackle or you are giving up sacks. Those are when people pay attention, or giving up tackles behind the line. So kind of here we look at something that hopefully a little perspective that people don't really pay attention to when they watch these when they watch games, because we're always looking at the quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, defensive guys, but we don't pay enough attention to offensive line unless you're big guys like me or you play the position. Do people actually pay attention to it? So today we are going to start with Blake Miller from Clemson and Francis Mauigoa from Miami. So starting off with Blake from Clemson. Now, he comes in at 6'7", 317 pounds. He's a right tackle, so you'll be looking for him on this side of the screen here. Now, he's a durable guy. These are like notes that I have taken off watching and observing and so forth. He's very athletic. He has good arm length. He's quick, good hands for controlling his blocks. He's got good leg power, good feet. You can watch in his highlight reels how good his feet is. He's very aware of what's going on in the field. He's got great agility and mobility as well. He's got a really good in-your-face style. You can see in his highlights how he plays to the whistle. Here, that's a good example. He just goes and goes. I like this kid. He's my favorite right tackle. I think he'd be perfect for the Patriots personally, but I'm biased, of course. And going young there for us would be really, really big. The only few downsides that I can kind of see, he plays really tall, so he doesn't get down quite low enough for blocking. So I guess maybe you could say that might affect his upper body power as well, as far like you just saw in the last play when people could kind of get by him. And he's not super versatile, which I don't know if that really, really matters as long as he gets the blocks in. But the thing is, even with the quick feet, and I think this is something he learned when you playing against really, really, really athletic. I think a lot of tackles, unless you're super duper elite, which is rare, struggle against athletic ends, and you're gonna hear that. You might hear that a few times. Having players that struggle against athletic ends, but athletic ends are also exceptional. So, but I love the way this kid plays. I love how his feet moves. He's all over the place. He plays to the whistle, and he can trap. He gets downfield for blocks. I mean, I don't know. I like the way he plays the game. I really, really do, and he just seems fast for a tackle. But like they say, if you play line, you know that they always want to keep your feet moving, and so you'll see what I'm saying. Like when we get to Francis Mauigoa, you will understand that like he plays more like a brick wall, but he's also a lot sturdier. As far as his body frame when we get to him. So I think Blake Miller is, again, he's my personal favorite from all my research and watching. Like I said, I like his style of play. I like his aggressiveness. I like his in-your-face style. And and he can get downfield to block. He can trap block. So There's a lot. There's not. I don't think there's too much stuff that can't be. The lack of upper power can be, learned. Versatility can be learned. If you don't, when there's a lack of versatility, it's one of those things that depends on the system you're in and what you're really talking about. Playing high, you can learn to play low. Um, and with super athletic ends, and I think players can learn how to watch those type of players and play into those DN styles and make it work and make it work for them per position per game. So I don't know, like I said, he's one of my favorites. I like him. He's super athletic. So let's get into oops, sorry. Let's get into France yeah, Francis Magoa, Mauigoa, I guess you pronounce his name, from Miami. She's see 6'5", 329. He is super experienced when playing. And I think he played 3 years. I could be wrong, but he's definitely experienced playing. Now, when you watch him play here, he's up here. He's a he's a guy who just stands strong in his position more, and that's just through observation. He does get downfield like he is there. I mean, for a big guy, he can move, but when he's blocking, like up right there, you'll see him kind of standing around. Nope, sorry, that was a run block downfield. Here he is. He doesn't move his feet. Oh, he's down there too. Sorry, doesn't move his feet too much as far as like when you watch. There's kind of a style difference with when you watch Blake Miller. He's kind of like tapping his feet. He's all his feet seem to be moving all the time. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing. This is if this works for him and he's played with played solid. He's very balanced in his build, where he's got it looks he have equal strength between his usage of his legs and his upper body, which is fantastic. He can use his hips really well, which is what helps him able to block well and not have to necessarily move his feet like I was just discussing with Blake Miller. The only thing with that, when you have your feet planted in that manner, if you have an athletic end or whoever coming through, will even say a safety or a corner, he doesn't adjust well enough or quick enough to make the block a super efficient block. But again, that's one of those things that hopefully can be learned. But that's also a habit thing. So how they'll go over against faster defenses, I am not sure. Which obviously in turn makes for slower feet if you want to break it down even more. Um, but he's a solid block, a solid wall, and I think he's just that's just his style, and I don't see anything wrong with it. But like I said, I'm more into the mobile guys, especially with running games and how they are now, and how they have these corners and safeties blitzing and along those lines. So you need somebody who can move their feet well um and get keep with blocks. And like he said, he can get downfield, he can do traps and get on the outside, but is he as quick and durable in that essence? So we'll see. But folks, you can go back and you can see our quarterbacks, our running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. And like I said, we're going to be doing these in groups of two for the guards and tackles. Well, like there's no centers. I guess guard and center is almost the same thing at this day and age. So yeah, thanks for watching and pay attention. We have got coming up. We got, let's see, Caden Proctor from Bama, Monroe Freeling, Caleb Lemieux, Spencer Fano, excuse me, and who else do I have on this list here? Just want to make sure that I'll get this. My notes. Manuel Pregnan. Excuse me. My glasses are terrible. And Vega, excuse me. Loani. Geez, some of these names are incredible. These Samoan people and Hawaiian, Polynesians. But anyway, folks, we're gonna have covering those as well. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.